Hey guys, how you doing? It's Jason Torres of Soft Shoe Studios here in beautiful Greenville, South Carolina. If you haven't been here, I absolutely implore you guys to make the visit. I mean, look at this. Look at this. We're in downtown, beautiful day. This city has so much to offer. I will definitely be back. But here's the thing, here's why I'm here. Here in Greenville, South Carolina is the home to State of Illusion, a rock band doing phenomenal things, and they're actually celebrating 10 years as a band. And I have the unequivocal honor to be interviewing this band, each of their band members, past and present. I'm really excited to find out what the story is. As you all know, one of the things that's so important to me is the journey of the artist. And I absolutely believe that these guys have a story to tell, and I'm going to find out what it is. Mr. Jacob Porter, co-founder, founder, visionary, what do we call you, of a State of Illusion?
Band member?
Band member. Let me say this, first congratulations on reaching the decade mark, 10 years of a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, tears, whatever you want to call it, but that's a big deal. It's a very big, I know we'll get into that, but thanks for doing this. I'm glad to be in this space. It's been a great time so far. But let's get into it, right? From the beginning. You and two other individuals, right? Phil and Chet. You all at some point decided that you were going to put a band together, right? So I was wondering if we can talk about what that experience, what that process was like. What was the relationship with those two guys, and why in the world did you feel putting a band together was the right thing to do?
Well, Phil's my brother, my younger brother. He's 2 years behind me, and we just, I guess, got into music at the same time. Basically, we wanted to start a band. We started a band called Lost Cause.
Basically, it all started when I lived across the street from Jacob, and we were really good friends, and we got into music together. I remember we watched the Seether DVD, and that's kind of where it all started when we started our own band called Lost Cause.
So yeah, Lost Cause, it was me, Jacob, Joe, Caleb. Chet wasn't even in it at the time, it was Miguel.
And the name kind of fit the band. It kind of was a lost cause, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
We were really bad, but we really cut our teeth in that band, and it basically it was a grungy band. It was like a '90s grunge kind of sound. And
that didn't really pan out, but because we wanted to go separate ways.
I mean, Joe and Caleb, you hear any of their music, it's 80s, you hear the 80s in it, and I know for us, we wanted something heavier and just darker.
I'm curious, real quick, this whole darker. What does that mean? When you say you wanted to take it darker, I feel like that sometimes that's a negative connotation.
I think darker as in maybe deeper, more cathartic.
Maybe something that has more substance. Make us think. Make the listener think.
So, yeah, something more thought-provoking, or something that'll kind of maybe get under your skin and resonate with you a little more than just something you enjoy.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think that we were kind of going like me and Jacob was going through a little rough patch with I don't know, just dealing with stuff, and it was just I just want to make something angry. I don't know, for me, that, I wanted to just be just raw, something nasty. But I don't know, so then that's, I guess, when we split off, and they went and did their own thing.
It was funny, Phil and I went on to form State of Illusion, which is exactly the sound we were looking for, and Joe and Caleb went on to form a band called Sharpshooter, and it was, I love it. It was 80s kind of, sort of 80s with a sort of modern flair. It was, so we both we all got what we wanted out of that.
So we didn't end on bad terms.
Sure, there was no any ill will. It's like you said, it was just the different tastes.
Right.
And I respect that. You guys did your own thing, but you guys still continue to work together.
Absolutely. Yeah. I try to do anything I can for him, anytime I can.
But so Phil and I, we basically didn't know what we were going to do. We just knew that we were starting another band, and this this Battle of the Bands show came up at our high school, and Greenville Tech Charter, and so we said, hey, let's play this thing. It'll be so much fun to just play some cover songs. And so we called our buddy Chet, who we knew played drums.
We were friends with Chet since, what, like 4 or 5 years old? Like, and then just watching him grow up, like, he started getting real heavy on the drums and, like, real clean with it. And, I mean, I think that probably was the only drummer that we knew at the time.
Now, let me ask you this. You are considered one of the founding members of the band, is that correct?
Yes, I was there when everything started. Yeah.
You guys have this crazy idea to put together a rock band.
Yeah.
Is that about sum it up?
I don't remember how it's synthesized, but it, yeah, we just started playing together, and it was a lot of fun. We started playing at parties and different things. And Phil and I, we grew up together, so I think that was a draw to it. We just enjoyed hanging out and goofing off, and to have a band together was just, it was just like, it was a no-brainer. It just happened. So.
This would have been 2005, November 2005, and that's when we formed State of Illusion.
I remember the Battle of the Bands. I remember the practices. Like, we used to get so mad at each other. Like, it's just like, no, you're not doing it right. Everybody's off beat. Everybody's just screwing up. Like, yeah, we sucked.
It's funny, we practiced, and we didn't come up with a band name until the night before our Battle of the Bands show. We just had a list of like stupid, horrible band names, like
what? I want to hear.
Bloodshot, yeah.
Noose.
Noose, yeah. I think I came up with that one. Yeah, Noose. Then we had something like Insane Asylum or something. We were talking about some just garbage.
They were so bad, and my contribution was at the bottom of the list. I was kind of nervous to say the name, and I was on the phone with Chet. We were reading these names, and Bloodshot, nope, he was that's awful. And so we were going through, and at the bottom of the list, it said State of Illusion. Just a name I came up with. And he said, and I heard him on the other end, kind of like, and he says, well, that's the best one we've got, so we'll stick with it for now. It was never like a sole thing. And I remember going to school the next day before the show and before the Battle of the Bands, and people were, well, did you come up with a name for your band? And I said, State of Illusion. And they said, you mean State of the Union? And I said, no, State of Illusion. And the worst thing is, they always say, every time, man, they said, that's lame. And I was like, come on. And now people love that name, but back in high school, that was a lame name to have, I guess. So
hold on a sec. Here, I'm interested. So you came up with it, but it was on a whim. Are you sure? Like, I'm wondering if there was more to it than you just thought about it, and was it really you know what I mean? Like,
that's terrible. It sounds like it's got some deep meaning.
And it does. You came up with, so you are State of the. Well, you gotta say State of the Union, State of Illusion, and so you're ready for Battle of the Bands. Take us there. Tell us what was it? Was it at nighttime? Like,
yeah, it was
set the
night.
stage for us.
It was night. We were young. 2005, like I said, I would have been 15 or 16, and so we played these covers, songs that we really liked, and
that was like our first real show. And then I remember my guitar was like as big as I was, like, and then it like held down to the floor. I looked like an idiot, like looking at the pictures now.
I wish I remember more clearly, but really, the things that I remember is kind of like stumbling through cover songs.
It was awful. I'm gonna be honest with you. We didn't perform well. We were young. We thought we killed it. But looking back, I know it was awful.
It was fun when we got it right, and it was terribly embarrassing when we messed up. So I think that when you think back on that, it's like that's where you cut your teeth. You cut your teeth on those experiences. Like, wow, I'm bad. Wow, everybody knows that I'm bad. But then you start to shine. Like you start to find your groove, and you start to see little glimpses of hope.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It was fun. I mean, and we weren't even like any of the bands that we were playing against. Like, all the other bands that we were playing against were all just, like, your little emo, like, screaming, like, I'm just trying to sound as hardcore as you can, I guess.
Let me take you back. Battle of the Bands. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, I was getting around to that. So,
yeah, that was your first show?
Oh, that was their first show that I witnessed, that I saw. Yeah, I was actually an audience member on that one.
What were your first impressions?
Oh, I hated it. I remember I sat in the front row. I wanted to go see my friend. No, not I wanted to go see another guy's band because I was just so there to support him. Again, I didn't know about this, but I just remember sitting there going like, I respected it either way. I must make that very clear, but I didn't like the music at all.
After that, what else did you guys do in terms of events or parties, or where you all performed?
We did parties. Just at houses.
Okay.
At friends' houses.
I actually broke my nose at one of the shows. I remember they were making me crowd surf and threw me up against the ceiling. I broke my nose.
And that's really it. We just kind of wrote. I think one or two songs. Before anything else happened, it was just we'd play a party, then throw out an original.
And what was were your friends supportive?
Yeah,
I would feel like you're friends, but
we got better.
Yeah.
We were still bad, but the thing is, we were doing something that was really far removed from what everyone else was doing at the time. Everyone was playing, like whatever's like popular back then. Hardcore music was really popular.
you guys were doing you guys were going against the grain.
Yeah.
The heavy stuff was really what was popular back then.
Yeah, and we weren't really a party band. We played songs that we wanted to play.
So what about going from, I guess, the live experience to the recording experience? Talk about the first recording experience, specifically "Send in the Clowns" cover for the Cold Tribute album.
Yeah.
Does that ring any bells?
Yeah. That's a distant memory for me.
This group of Cold fans wanted to do something for the band that had given them so much over the years, and so somebody had the idea of doing an album of cover songs for them, of fans doing covers of their songs and giving it to the guys in Cold, and that was something I knew was an opportunity for us. And so Chet and Phil and I we got Pro Tools. I think it was Pro Tools 1 or it was Pro Tools 4. It was way early in the game, and we recorded their song "Send in the Clowns." And then I did another little acoustic cover of their song "Ugly."
That was to me, that was awesome because like we were on a tribute CD. Like I was just like, dude, okay, we're getting somewhere now, like now.
I think recording for us was a really what do you call it? Just really simple process. Like I felt like there's a lot we all had to learn in our different roles. So like I'd never really been recorded before. So how does that work? Tracking the drums was difficult because we had equipment that was kind of challenging, made it a variable in the equation.
And it was a lot of fun. That was just our first recording experience, and people that turned heads because it's something nobody else, especially at our age, was doing at the time. I mean, we were in high school, you know. My junior year, nobody else was recording their own songs.
So you said you were really ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Santa the Clown's Tree.
Yeah.
That was cool. Yeah, I remember they did that, and I was blown away by that cover because I think it's really great.
That was your first time hearing
Something recorded.
recorded?
Yeah,
Okay.
something like played back to me, going, okay, wow, and that sparked my interest a little bit.
So we continue on. You guys are doing this with 3 people, right? Now there's a 4th guy by the name of Zach
Zach Young.
comes into the band. Let's stay there for a little bit. Talk about that season of State of Illusion, bringing Zach in, and some of the shows that happened after he comes in and joins you all.
I met Zach on, it was Beta Club in high school. We were both in the Beta Club, and we went, there was this event in Charleston, South Carolina, and they had it at the North Charleston Coliseum, where they brought the whole like Beta Clubs from all across the state in there, and there were competitions and things like that. And we were a really tiny school, so we didn't have like a huge production like a lot of these other big schools did. So we just formed a band.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Things in life happen by chance. You know, very
I believe that.
regular. You know, it happens over and over again. Being at the right place at the right time, the wrong place at the wrong time. I wanted to go on the trip. It was Charleston. You know, go have fun. It was in high school.
Absolutely.
And I didn't really have anything to do, so I signed up as like a roadie. You know, basically let's help them carry on their for a little while. And we get down there, and I remember I knew of Jacob. I saw him in the hallway. You know what I mean? We would nod to each other, and we were staying in a hotel room, and their hotel room was right across from ours. I was staying with some of the other guys that were involved.
We were playing guitar in one of our hotel rooms, and I think it was our buddy Cody was playing guitar. I can't remember the song.
And I heard someone playing the guitar from across the hallway, and it was a System of a Down song, "Hypnotized." And I walked in, he was playing it, and I didn't mean to come. I didn't want to come off as like a dick or anything, but I just said, you know, I think you're playing that just like a little wrong, you know. And most everybody was like, you know, what the f- are you talking about, Zach? And I was like, well, and I feel like Jacob, this may be just how I'm remembering it, but he was like, oh, you know, Jacob's like, show him, you know, let's see how you play it. And I was like, okay, and I sat down, I played it.
And so he picks up the guitar and just wails on it, man. It's just like, this guy, you can tell he had some kind of magic about him in his ability, and because he went from just playing that riff to playing like these really cool, like, you know, shreddy things that were way beyond anybody in you know at our age, at least in our kind of circle, and so he was awesome.
And I think again, this is all from what I remember. I think Jacob said, you know, something along the lines of, well, God, he's right. You know? It was like, and we started talking instant, like, oh, you play the guitar too. When you know, I could tell that he really liked guitars, and we started talking about guitars, my favorite, you know, stuff, and it was just like a friendship. I can't believe I hadn't talked to him, you know, in school until that moment, you know, and he was a junior and I was a sophomore, and anyways, just turned into creating we just became buddies.
He actually was in the audience at our first show, and he apparently was pretty vocal about his distaste for what we did, and then he heard our cover and was like, that's those guys? And so that completely gave him a 180. So when we went, you know, when we were said, okay, let's get another guitar player to help me out, I said, this guy named Zach, he's incredible.
I was at lunch, and Jacob comes up to me in the student center. He goes, "Hey man, can you come outside for a second? I want to ask you something." I said, "Yeah, of course." Again, you know, just met this guy, and he seems pretty cool. And I definitely like the fact that he plays instruments and stuff. And he goes, "Hey man, you know, I play in this band called State of Illusion, and I really would like you to, you know, we're kind of looking for another guitar player, you know, like a second guitar, like a lead guitar player. Would you be interested in coming and jamming with us, trying out?" And again, it's just one of those life moments, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I say this all the time. It's one of those life moments where you just say yes. You know, you want to be in a band? Yeah, I do. I've never been in a band before, dude. Yes, that's all. I just played instruments in my room. That's my only interaction like with another person in my room playing on a small amp. Absolutely, I want to try out. And so we went over to Chet's house. I remember my dad. I didn't have a car yet. My dad dropped me off at the Red Lobster. He met me there with his car, and we transferred the stuff. And then we went over to Chet's house. And his little brother Phil was there, and we just played around with some songs, played some Avenged Sevenfold, and we were kind of going back and forth. And the first time I'd ever met Chet, and I'd known of Phil too, but I never really spoke with him. Didn't have a friendship. He was in another grade, but we just all clicked. It was cool.
We all unanimously agreed, yes, he's awesome.
I thought that it was a good thing to have somebody else that could support the songs, like with the guitar part, to kind of build the layers.
I just remember, dude, I did not like Zach because he's this big guy, and I'm this little dude, and he was intimidating to me. Like, but yeah, I went down for it at first, but then like once me and Zach started having a little conversation, like me and Zach got real cool pretty quick, and Zach was my big buddy. I remember.
And he added a little bit of flair. Like he had his style that was, that was pretty cool, and he had some good licks.
Zach brought kind of a lot of skill on the guitar, and he's really good at leads, and he's got kind of a bluesy kind of playing style.
Because he was quick, he was quick. I know back in the day he might not have been on point or whatever, but like he was fast, and he could like contribute to the same style that we were looking for. That's what I feel like.
So you went from you saw this band, they're live. That first song was terrible.
Yeah.
To then listening to what was the
recorded track.
The recorded track, which then changed your perspective of this band.
Oh, yeah.
To then you being asked to, you want to try out a jam with us, and now you're in it. So
Yeah.
it seemed like.
And then when I joined, they got a lot better for some reason. I don't know what happened. It was just like
Go figure. That's awesome.
And also just wanting to take that chance and go, yes, yeah, I do want to be in a band. Yeah, I do kind of want to start seeing if this is good for me, and playing with other guys increased my ability, and then Jacob also. I feel like I'm not overstepping a boundary when I say this, but I thought that we were both pretty proficient guitar players. And growing with him, with another good guitar player, he would learn a song, and I would learn a song, and he'd come up with a riff, and I'd come up with like a really cool accent to this riff, or another part, or a bridge. It helped both of our playing abilities.
Yeah.
And now today, I know I'm a better guitar player, and I know Jacob is a way better guitar player because of all of those dues that we paid, and those hours of just playing and playing with each other, and you learn how to jam with other musicians, and it just led to so many different things. So I owe a lot of my growth as a musician to Jacob in particular.
Absolutely.